touring at the moment and can't be here. But Lloyd caught up with her earlier, and this is what they talked about.
I believe you got your first break as a performer playing with the family.
I did actually perform with my uncle's band when I was about 3 or 4 years old.
Yes.
And at local weddings and bar mitzvahs and things, but I seemed to graduate to different bands after that.
But did you enjoy performing from such an early age, right from the very start?
Yeah, I've always sang. I've always sang from being like a little girl of about 2 years old, from what my mother told me. I've always sang. Though I didn't take the singing very seriously until I was in my teens, and I joined bands, dance bands.
When were you able to make the change from a big band singer to being a pop singer?
Well, I had the idea to form a band called Dada in the early 70s, and that was going for about 2 years, and that later became Vinegar Joe with Robert Palmer. And they were very, very happy days for me. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I seemed to find some kind of musical direction.
I often wondered about Vinegar Joe, how you made it work, because there you have a band with 2 lead singers. Lead singers have to have big personalities. How did you and Robert Palmer make it work?
Well, I would say there was a lot of respect, and still is. He's a fine singer and a great writer, as you know. And sometimes it could get a little bit difficult, but I think you'll always have that when you have 2 very strong personalities working together. But when it worked, it was great.
Your studio walls are covered in gold and silver discs. You're one of the greatest ever woman album sellers in British music history. Yet you are, for the public, very associated with one song, Pearl's a Singer. When you first heard it, did you know it was going to be a #1?
When it was first played to me, the song, by Jerry Lieber, he didn't even think that I'd be interested in it at all, because it was a very, very country type of song, country and western song, written by a man called Dino, or 2 blokes called Dino and Sembello. But I saw something in it. I said, yeah, it's a great song, but it needs a middle. So he said, don't worry, I'll write one. So, so I went in the studio and we did it. I'd say that the record company were very, very behind the entire album anyway, and that's why it was so successful, and that's what you need. It's all very well having a great song, a great artist, a great talent, but without the machine behind you, nothing's going to happen.
It's hard to believe, but you've been performing professionally for over 40 years.
Correct.
It's a long time. It's a very long time.
And I'm just about to go on another tour.
You're just going on another
Yeah.
tour. How do you get the enthusiasm?
And you do need to be very fit. I train every morning in my dojo.
Aikido.
I train every morning. It's very, very important for me to keep myself fit, and I feel that if I'm well in myself and I feel good, I'm going to perform well.
I know that you're going to carry on practicing and recording and writing, but do you think you'll continue touring?
Oh, yes. I think I'll probably do more writing and work in the studio and won't keep on the road quite as much as I have been doing. Next year when I come back, I think I'll probably only do the key cities in England and just a few key cities in Europe and try and, you know, slow down a little bit.
How do you think young singers will judge the work that you've done?
Well, I hope that they'll think of me kindly. I hope they'll think that I'm someone that is very honest and tries to sing from the soul.
Thank you so much for laying on the sunshine, and as a little memento of our visit, here's a golden through the keyhole. Key, don't polish it. No, it is solid gold.